Pud, you know what time it is?
It's time for the Chubby Bartenders Podcast.
Sit back, put your earbuds in, pour your favorite drink.
Light up the smoke of your choice and let's go.
Enjoy.
It's time for the Chubby Bartenders Podcast. We're back, Tyler. Tyler's getting better. He's getting better from the corona.
Let's hope he's on the mend, man.
I think he's on the mend.
Well, I mean, I tell you, guys had tough. It's been a tough start to the year.
Tough start to the year. Yeah. I definitely. I had to sanitize my fingers after I grabbed the laptop.
I think that's a good idea, man. Yeah.
Tyler, sicko.
Yeah. And then we, Steve, he's been here every episode.
Steve,
that guy's hanging strong.
We sanitize with Steve.
Yeah.
That's your response, Steve. We sanitize with Steve.
Yeah, we got to get a TikTok of Steve out there here pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'll make a green screen out of Steve.
Yes. Oh, that's what we need.
Yeah.
So we've got Chris.
Yeah.
From 6 Cents Brewery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
As well as
a true bartender.
A resident vegan.
And a band. She has a band. You're a musician.
Yes.
Let's tell us about the band first.
We are a two-piece. It's just me and Kelson. I play guitar. He plays drums. We both sing. He's actually my fiance.
Who is it?
Kelson Kopis.
For the name.
He's from Wellston.
Okay.
I don't know. He's just a dude.
All right. What's he play?
He plays drums. He plays a little bit of guitar, but mostly drums. We both sing on records. Live, it's hard for him to play drums and sing, so I mostly sing like during shows and stuff. But
you guys doing shows then?
We did a few over like the fall, and now we're like just taking a break to record. We're actually working on an album.
Yeah,
so we're called Sunsayer.
Sunsayer.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Now, what kind of music is it?
It's hard to describe. Really,
country?
Kind of a no, definitely not. It's
country western,
kind of alternative.
Is it country or western?
Folky vibe, maybe indie?
A little. It's kind of just a mixture of a bunch of stuff because he and I write differently.
Give me an example. Give me an example. Like, are you talking like Avril Lavigne, or are you talking like
my biggest
Nirvana?
influence is like honestly Nirvana is one of them, and the Smashing Pumpkins is one of them for me. He really likes a bunch of like progressive weird stuff. Like Coheed and Cambria is his favorite band.
Never heard of.
Yeah, they're very strange, but kind of just a mixture of a bunch of stuff. Honestly,
melancholy kind of
a little bit. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so electric guitar, acoustic guitar.
Yes, a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I play electric live, but yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'll work. I'll have to check that out.
You should for sure.
And we just talked about you need to get on TikTok.
I know. We really do. I feel like it would help a lot.
Yeah, look for him. Sunslayer.
Sunsayer.
Sunsayer. That's a lot nicer than Slayer.
Yeah, right.
Sunsayer. S-A-Y-E-R?
Yeah, S-U-N-S-A-Y-E-R.
What is it? Oh, okay. I was like, that's not how you spell Sayer.
Yeah.
That's Sunsayer.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I know Chad thinks the world of you because Chad's a big brewery guy.
Yes.
So Chad, he gets to know all you bartenders, because we're fake bartenders.
Yeah, we're not real bartenders. She can actually make a drink.
Can you really?
Yeah.
I can. Yeah.
Oh, we can't.
It's fine. I mean, all you need is whiskey and coffee. That's a drink. You made it. So.
It's just coffee.
Just coffee.
It's just coffee.
Turn that coffee into a dram.
What do they call these Irish coffee?
Kinda. Yeah. Although I would call that's like a bourbon. I don't know what you would call it. I'm sure I'd have to Google that.
Coffee.
There you go.
Coffee.
Well, then it's perfect. Yeah. Coffee.
Yeah, the Blanton's coffee I wasn't real impressed with. Are you a coffee person, or are you just mainly beer?
Coffee.
You like coffee?
Mm-hmm.
What's your stick with beers?
Like my favorite beers.
Yeah, or like, did you go to the brewery for just because you needed a job, or did you go because you're passionate about craft beer?
So I've always liked craft beer, or at least the last few years, but. I was just trying to think of new places. I moved to Jackson and I was trying to think of cool places to work, and I was like, maybe 6 Cents, and I'd only been there once, but I was like, that seems cool.
Yeah.
And then I got a job, so I've honestly learned a lot about craft beer the last I've been there almost 3 years.
Oh, okay.
I've learned a lot about beer the past few years. I really didn't know much before I went, and I just kind of learned along the way.
Yeah. She's excellent. Now you walk in there hey, that new one that's on there, what's it taste like? And she'll kind of tell you what it is, what the profile is, and then
I try to even things I don't like, I try to taste it all just so I can describe it to people a little bit.
Yeah. You still getting a lot of that. Seems like the craft beer community is educated. They're getting more educated.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool watching new people come in and they don't know. They're just can I get a Bud Light? And then over time they'll start to learn about the different types of beer and stuff, and get more adventurous. It's cool.
I was forever. I mean, it took me a long time.
I was a slow adopter.
Well, you were
man.
doing it, Lou, like...
Now all you drink is IPAs now.
all the time, yeah.
But you were drinking like the craft packs.
I was. Like, I started...
20 years ago.
Well, yeah, but like when you're talking like back like when Great Lakes came out, Pete's Wicked Ale and Strawberry Blonde.
Yeah.
I was drinking that stuff early on, but then that kind of went away, man. And I started drinking. I started drinking imports there for a while. That we had with Steinbrook on here. Like I drank imports for a while, but then I don't know, probably in the last 5 years started drinking IPAs and I guess that's where I kind of got the bug. Like, hey, I like this. This is pretty good.
It's kind of an acquired taste. Like the first time I had an IPA, I was like, why does it taste like soap? Like it tastes like chemicals,
and it was like the reason I think I started drinking IPAs is like that's the only thing that I knew to order. Like I figured every one that I walked into, they had some kind of an IPA, and I'm like, man, that's really hoppy. I don't know, but then
you get used to it, and then you start to love it,
and that's what you want. So that's I hardly get anything else now.
The Hefeweizens, that was my first one I went to. I used to play music in that bar a lot in 6 Cents. And I would always scream out, "Give me one of them Hefeweizens." I didn't know how to say it. It was a Hefeweizen.
You know that is good though. That's got like that German flavor. Yeah.
Would that be an import?
It'd be very similar to the taste.
I wouldn't call it a craft. I mean, it's a craft beer, but it's more. Well,
I mean, the reason it's a craft beer is they make it right there, but they're essentially imitating that German
recipe.
Style,
like they,
it's just a style.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not from Germany. It's from the back. Of
They just put they just put. I got to give a little bit of a shout out to your brewer. For years, I've always
Donard and Grant.
Yeah. Oh, Grant's still there?
Yeah, they've both been there forever. Yeah.
I've always hated sours, man.
Yeah,
I've never found one that I liked.
Yeah.
Well, they had this new one on. And Chris was like, "Hey, you should try this one. This
is the
like
cotton candy one."
No, I didn't like that one. The one you got now, that one that tastes like 7-Up.
Yeah, it legit just tastes like soda. Like
that is
it tastes
awesome.
like 7-Up.
I mean, and it's got just this little tart finish. It's really good, man. It's probably dangerous. I mean,
it is. It's.
What percentage is it?
It's only 4.
Not bad.
It's only 4%, but it's so easy to drink a bunch of it.
Oh,
I love sours. Like sours are my favorite. I've always loved them. I just love like sour candy and stuff. So like as soon as I had a sour, I was like, oh my god, it's my 2 favorite things: candy and beer. Like it's great.
I have been drinking many of them here lately. I need to. Wintertime, I always slack off the craft beers.
Is that right? See, that's where I would probably go in a little heavier on them.
Really?
Well, hell no, I do it year round. I mean, yeah. I mean, but
beer's always good.
Well, the thing about craft beers, like I like craft beers, like the great thing is you got food up there and stuff. Like I don't think it's a good idea to roll into a brewery and have 12 beers.
No.
I mean, you're going.
Some of them you don't need to. Like the one you've been drinking is like 8%.
Oh yeah,
almost,
yeah.
So
I mean,
like,
I have 2 or 3 of those, and it's fine. And that's kind of. I guess I kind of like that. It's almost like drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that potent, but
it hits you.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know. The hangovers are horrible, but I'll tell you one thing I've eliminated from my repertoire as far as when I'm drinking. I used to do a lot of smoking when I was drinking, like light a cigarette or whatever. I haven't been doing that. Major difference in the hangover, dude.
Night and day.
I mean, I'm almost willing to say that cigarettes are about 85% of a hangover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that true or not?
I kind of agree because I used to be a smoker, and if I got drunk, I would sit there and smoke like a whole pack.
Well,
and then the next day,
he and I were classic about it.
Yeah.
We would just destroy a pack of cigarettes
it's
in
so
like
easy
2 hours.
Because it's like
we'd go out.
Yeah.
And both of us would have a pack.
Yeah.
Or one of us we'd kill one and then start the next one.
Yeah, you got plenty? We're smoking tonight.
Oh yeah, and I mean it was just like we must have been smoking them one right after another. I don't know.
It's so easy to do and not even realize you're doing it.
Well, and it gives you kind of a nice break from like you kind of go outside and all that.
It makes that beer taste better because you're washing out that.
I don't know what it is
because
man.
it's probably because it tastes so shitty.
I don't probably.
And then you drink the beer and it's like
that's refreshing. Yeah, but I'm convinced. Now, maybe if a guy just had 1 or 2 cigarettes or something, but like if you smoke a whole pack, I mean, I wonder what it would be like if you just sat down with a pack of cigarettes, smoked that and then went to bed, like, would you wake up with a hangover?
I'm sure you would, because nicotine is a drug, so I'm sure you would wake up and feel like shit. Like, I mean, honestly, like you'd have that shit in your throat.
Well, we didn't smoke unless we were drinking,
right?
And that, so you were getting not only the hangover effect, but that cigarette tar, nicotine.
Oh yeah,
just
bad combo, man.
Bad combo, and and you're hitting it with two pretty bads.
Yeah. It's a double negative. Dude. Yeah. I mean, you're waking up.
The Garmin. Pay attention to your Garmin.
Well, I mean, that'll show you. The Munn family with your local McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, and MacArthur. Need I say more than pull in, get the app open, and pull in spot number 5, and let's go for number 6.
Oh, these Garmin watches? Like, I won't even tell it that I've drank beer or smoked cigarettes. And the next day, I'll look at my body battery, and it'll be like 5. And I just won't have gotten I wouldn't have gotten any rest that night.
No good sleep.
And it's not like I'm sitting there saying, I pounded down, 8 Busch Lights.
Yeah, factor that in.
Yeah, I don't do that.
But it knows. It's like knows. You feel like shit.
Well, I mean,
that's crazy how far technology is.
Well, it's factoring in how deeply you slept, how much you were moving, and
And whenever you drink, you don't really sleep.
Drunk sleep is terrible.
Terrible.
Oh yeah.
I've lately, like, if I get like too drunk, like I've been trying to like sober up before I fall asleep instead of passing out drunk. Drink a bunch of water, like the last hour that I'm asleep. Take Tylenol, drink a bunch of water, try to eat something, and then go to sleep instead of just passing out drunk.
I've heard of people saying like you eat like 4 pieces of bread or something.
Yeah, I always eat bread or like a sandwich or like something.
See, I would think that would just soak it up and leave it in you.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Greasy food seems to do it. You know?
Yeah, like a big old greasy pizza.
Yeah,
I can't do that anymore. But
I do enough for both of us.
Yeah,
me too. I do that too much.
Yeah.
So speaking of not being able to eat things,
yes,
you are a vegan.
Yeah.
I'm highly intrigued by that. Now that is not a vegetarian.
No.
That's not a pescatarian.
Yeah.
You are a vegan.
No animal products at all.
And this is
none.
Is this just as far as eating, or is this a lifestyle?
I try to do it with my lifestyle as well. Like, I won't buy any clothing with leather in it, or when I like get like some like shampoos and like products like that also have like some kind of like animal products in them. Okay. So I try to like steer away from it in general, from everything. Yeah.
So when did you decide to do this?
Vegan. Did you step it in? Like, did you go vegetarian? As vegetarian, yeah.
Okay.
I actually stopped eating meat when I was 14, so I have not eaten meat since I was 14.
Okay.
But
like,
then,
not even a chicken nugget.
No. I did accidentally take a bite of a burrito that had bacon in it or maybe not bacon, something from Taco Bell, because they messed up. So I've like accidentally eaten meat a couple times, but in general, like,
make you sick?
Yeah. The one time I accidentally ate a little bit from Taco Bell that had meat in it, like I instantly felt like even the taste of it, I was like, this isn't right. And I felt like I had to puke. But so I stopped eating meat in like 2010, I think, when I was 14. And then
Why?
But the veganism was like years later. But
So what? When you're 14, you just said, all right, no more. Why was that?
I was online. I don't even know what I was doing, or like on YouTube or something. And I ended up on like these videos that were like basically slaughterhouse footage of like factory farms and slaughterhouses and just like the way those are ran. And it's not like you're just hunting and eating. It's not like the circle of life like it is factory farming. It's like it's bad. So I don't know, at 14, like, I was really impressionable and I saw that and I was like, oh my God, this is bad. Like, I don't want to be part of this.
So it was more like the stance, like, hey, look, man, I'm not participating in that.
Yeah.
Okay. You weren't thinking like
to make a bunch of food for the overpopulated
supply
earth.
And demand,
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's just out of control at this point. Like, there's everyone went vegan, like there's no way to like stop that. It's already the way it is. There's just so many people to feed on the planet that and that's why, like, I don't blame people who do eat meat, because it's not our fault. It's not the little guy's fault. It's the corporations. It's the big names.
So like, okay, so you basically, being a vegetarian, you hadn't really read up on the fact of like, hey, like certain health benefits or things like that.
No, that's not even why I did it. It was purely
did that come later?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've read up on like veganism and like the health benefits, and like being vegan, like, it reduces the risk of heart disease, the risk of diabetes, the risk of like some cancers and stuff. So, I mean, that's not why I did it. It's still not why I do it, but knowing that, it's kind of like, okay, cool. Like,
so all right. So to be a vegan, Okay, that is we're now not just eliminating meat. We're milk, eggs,
cheese,
ice cream,
gelatin. Yeah, no ice cream, gelatin even. Everything that comes from an animal. Yeah.
Okay. So what is your typical daily intake? What do you eat?
Rice? I eat a lot of vegetables, obviously. A lot of fruit. I make a lot of smoothies. I eat a ton of peanut butter. I do eat a lot of rice, beans.
So you get your protein in other ways. Like
yeah. And I think that's a common misconception is that vegans don't get protein. But there's like so much protein in beans and nuts, peanut butter. There's protein in some vegetables. It's honestly like I don't feel worse than when I,
Right. Well, I mean, so... Is it hard? Is it expensive? I mean, I would think
it is more expensive. Yeah, it is. It's because there are some like replacements. Like there's like vegan chicken that's made from soy, and there's like vegan cheese that's made from like soy protein and like pea protein and stuff. And it's honestly not bad. Like it takes a minute to get used to the flavor difference, but it is more expensive. Like a pack of like vegan like American cheese is like $6 as opposed to like a huge pack of actual American cheese being like I don't know how much. I haven't bought it in a long time, but it is more expensive.
Do you have to prepare your own meals for the most part?
Yeah, I can't go out that much. Actually, like a couple places will have like a veggie burger, and I can get that, or like if I eat at work, like I just rice, beans, lettuce, like make a salad.
Can you eat like bread?
Yeah, most bread. A lot of bread does have milk in it, but a lot of it also doesn't. So it just depends. But I love bread. I'm obsessed with bread. Like half of what I eat, honestly, like I'm not the healthiest vegan. Like I wish I were more so, but I eat a lot of like bread and pasta.
Do you grow your own vegetables or you buy them?
I do not. I have tried and I failed very badly. Like nothing even grew. So I buy them.
My thing is like if you're going to go crazy on be a vegan. And I don't mean you're crazy. But
I am crazy, but that's another.
but I'm saying like
but not because I'm a vegan.
If Chad or I decided that we were going to go vegan, and I mean I'd have to eat a bag of broccoli a day. Okay, well.
I hate broccoli.
I've had gardens and my family's gardened. So, I mean, would I say that I'm Captain Green Thumb? No, but I can grow some shit. Yeah. And what I've noticed is there is no possible way that the store-bought veggies aren't treated with so many chemicals that I would think that they would be way more unhealthy than like
a garden organic vegetable.
Well, that's definitely true, and I wish like I want to get to the point
your
where I can grow my own food.
Like the factory meat farming, in my opinion, is no different than the factory vegetable farming.
Is, I mean that is a problem. Like the vegetables that I buy, I'm like I don't know where this was grown. I don't know what pesticides were used on it. Like I don't know.
I tasted Gillum Insurance. We've got lots of things happening at Gillum Insurance. We have moved to 228 Broadway right now, guys. With COVID and the pandemic going on, don't be the one caught without life insurance. So give us a call, 740-395-0357. I bought a thing of Brussels sprouts. I think I mentioned on the show one time. I bought a bag of Brussels sprouts a couple months ago, 6 months ago probably, and I took those things home. And these Brussels sprouts were about the size of the top of that can, probably.
Oh my
just
goodness.
Monster.
Jesus.
Enormous.
And they just tasted like a chlorine tablet.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they did.
And I was like,
you know what, man? They're not supposed to be that big, man.
Nah.
They're not.
I mean,
definitely not.
But I thought to myself, well, this is not eating healthy.
Probably
it's hard
not.
to tell how juiced up that thing is.
Right,
and you would have to think, and I would love to. I've been wanting to get a farmer on here,
Oh, that'd be cool.
Just so they could tell me why
So
cancer rates are crazy,
right.
but yields are up.
Yeah. Well, you know what's amazing, man? If you look like the North Market in Columbus, I know there's one in Worthington. There's one in Jackson too. I mean, farmers markets are blowing.
That's what I was going to say. Ideally, like
people
if I could get all my
are
stuff
buying a lot of their vegetables and stuff from these local farmers markets.
Yeah, and you can see where it comes from, and it's not like.
And I think there's a real draw for that, and I think they're more expensive. But I don't know. I mean, are they or not?
I don't. I've honestly never been to a farmer's market. I would love to start doing that. Honestly, I probably should.
Oh yeah,
you're missing out.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah. I always thought it was cheaper just to go because, like, my God, man, you can get a dozen ears of corn for
that's true
$4 or something.
At Kroger, and it's just the convenience.
Well,
of
even
like,
at the farmers market.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you can get them there. I mean, I always get off of Weber Farms.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of people down there, and I try to get off anybody I know.
Yeah.
But Julie and Brandon that's kind of sticking out in my head.
Yeah.
And I pretty much know how they farm. I mean, they're not doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my God, you can get like half runner green beans. I mean, you can get a pound of those things for like $3. I mean, you know how long it takes you to eat a pound of green beans?
Yeah, a long time. Yeah.
Well, and like
That's
if you fresh green beans, you can just that's a vegetable I feel like you can really tell too.
As long as they're cooked in bacon.
Definitely.
Yeah,
People who like
I love cooking my green beans with a big old thing of ham.
Yeah, I'm sure that's good. I actually never liked bacon. Honestly, becoming vegetarian was easy for me because there's so much meat I didn't like. Like I've never liked hamburgers. I've never liked bacon. I've never liked hot dogs.
My oldest daughter could flip the switch like that, man. Now what? She's really weird in the fact that like
she can flip the switch.
But she really doesn't like any meats except steak is her favorite food, dude. Like, hey, give me a nice steak somewhere. See, but like anything else, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. She could live on vegetables, but yeah, I don't know if you could cut her off steak. I don't know.
Just steak and vegetables.
Do you think? Do you think that you're going to do this for life?
Yeah, I think so. I when I first went vegan, I was not sure. Like I was trying.
So tell me this difference between vegan and vegetarian.
Okay, so vegetarian is you just don't eat meat, so you can still eat cheese, milk, eggs, dairy, everything.
That's
but
a vegetarian.
Meat. Yeah, that's vegetarian.
Okay.
Vegan is just no dairy, no milk, no cheese, none of that.
No leather.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
So vegan is more of a lifestyle.
I mean, they're both lifestyles for sure, but vegan is. It's just more reduction of like all animal products. Okay. I feel like they're both lifestyles for sure, but I don't know. It's just different levels, I guess.
Well, I feel like in order to have that kind of discipline, just take for example in your diet. You've got to be pretty committed to it.
It's really hard at first. When I first went vegan, like there were like so many days that I would like just like give up and eat cheese because cheese is so good. Like it's so good. It's amazing. Like I was like a cheese addict. Honestly, like I loved cheese, and cutting it out was like a test of willpower. Honestly,
like I think I could do vegetarian for like a little bit of time,
30 days.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
But
I didn't
like
miss
vegan, man, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah,
I mean that's
it's harder.
Tough.
It's way harder.
Yeah,
it's way harder.
Oh yeah,
I didn't struggle with like the first like month of being a vegetarian when I was a kid. Like it was hard, but I got over it really fast. And being a vegan, like for years, I was like, I want cheese, but it goes away.
Yeah, like did you find though that like you felt different when you changed your diet like that?
Yeah, definitely.
Like when you all of a sudden cut cheese, milk, all that out?
Definitely. Okay. So the first like 6 months, I was definitely moodier because I think I was just feeling like I was lacking what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I hadn't found like the good replacements yet, like the things that I was just like not even sure what to eat.
Were you like losing weight? Because you don't seem to be that you've got a whole lot of weight to lose.
You're not chubby.
You're just a regular bartender.
You're not a chubby bartender.
I actually have been the same weight for so long that I never really lost weight. I've been like the same weight since I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
But I got less bloated when I stopped eating dairy.
Okay.
So when I ate like cheese and dairy and stuff, like I didn't like gain weight, but like once I would eat it, like my stomach felt really big and I felt like bogged down. And like when I stopped eating that, like I just felt like cleaner, I guess, on the inside. But I didn't lose any weight because I didn't have that much weight to lose really.
Right.
But I just felt like cleaner on the inside. And then after like the first like 6 months, year or so, like I stopped missing it and I found other things that I like to eat. So I just feel kind of the same, honestly. Just I don't get as bloated as easily unless I drink a ton of beer and then
Well, yeah. But I mean, now like all that's in play, right? Beer, wine.
Yeah. There's some wine, I guess, from what I've read that isn't vegan, but I think like
most of it probably
most of it is. Most beer is fine. I like milk stouts I can't drink, but I don't really like stouts anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so do you find? I mean, of course, I don't know. Like I've heard people make the comment that they went vegetarian, and they found that they were eating much less without even trying. And I mean, I don't know whether that makes any difference or not, but they said it was like a huge difference in portions.
Yeah. I still eat kind of big portions if I'm like, because I usually only eat like twice a day. So by the time I eat at night, I'm like really hungry.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I have more self-control with it. Because honestly, like cheese, like I don't, like it it acts the same in your brain as like drugs. Like if you're like really obsessed with cheese, like I was, like it's almost like an addiction for real. So, I don't know. I feel like I have more self-control with food because I was like, I used to just like get a cheese pizza, like a large cheese pizza, and just eat the whole thing. And even when I was full, I couldn't stop because it was so good. And now like I enjoy my food a lot still, but I'm like, okay, I'm full, I'm done, instead of like overeating and like binging and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest problem.
It's hard.
It's my problem.
Binge eating it's really hard to kick, especially like in the United States because we grow up that way. Like I grew up binge eating, honestly. Like I grew up on nothing but McDonald's as a kid, and like it's really hard.
Well,
to
I mean,
stop
I think the mechanism in my brain that says, "Hey, you're full," it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that, and I struggled with that for a long time too. Like my brother is that way. Like he will eat like so much food,
if I order
like shit,
if I order a large pizza, I'll probably just eat it all.
Yeah. Seriously.
I mean, hot and ready.
It's ready. Yeah,
$5.
My kids have a piece or two of it, and I'll just eat the rest.
$5.50, I think.
Oh, inflation! Damn it!
Inflation.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But no, man, okay. I mean, I just feel like that switch in my head's broken.
Well,
I think it is for a lot of people, honestly.
And I just got to learn to be more disciplined.
It's really hard, though. It's like, especially, it's like that for your whole life when you
Well, food is. I don't necessarily think it has to do a lot with whether you're a vegan or whether or not you like meat or whatever. But guys like us, a true chubby.
Oh yeah.
We've fought this all of our lives. I've never been built. We've never had your body type.
Right. Yeah. I understand.
It's interesting how the comfort that food is. You went to grandma's. You had Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
That was a special day of the week.
And to her point that like we all grow up that way.
Yeah.
Like, dude, did you ever go to your grandma's house and not have 2 plates?
Right. So you associate.
They'd be mad if you didn't.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So you associate that feeling of like being overly full with like comfort in a way.
Well, I'd say if you were broke ass and starving, I bet that's a hell of a comforting
for
feeling.
sure, definitely.
I'm sure it is.
So
it's a luxury. A lot of places don't have that luxury that we have, where we can eat as much as we want to the point where we're uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like,
I know. Yeah.
A lot of
and I'd
places
say
don't
that's how
have
the
that.
evolution of that's went.
Oh yeah.
They thought, oh my God, we can finally eat.
So we're gonna eat.
So we're gonna eat as much as we can.
You had that generation of our grandparents and
did
great grandparents that went through the Depression there, man.
Rationing out cheese.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you might only have enough for this much.
You go back and you look at our dad's yearbooks,
Yeah.
okay, and go try to find the obese people.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
And then go back and look at ours.
Yeah.
Obesity rates have risen a lot.
Yeah.
Well, your dad was the biggest guy in the league.
Yeah.
6'1",
210 pounds. Something like that, 220.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't even have been that was a guard.
Oh yeah,
on our team.
Well, and I mean, if you look at pictures of him, hell, he looks skinny.
I
mean, in those pictures,
where we would have.
That's
been
a good point.
Monsters.
Like, I don't think they had a guy on their football team that you could look at and be like, "Oh, look at that,
That's
that slunger."
Dad said your dad was the biggest guy in the league.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, he's 6'1", 220.
Yeah, I know.
Biggest guy in the league.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, that's what's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Where we had guys 6'8", 300.
Oh yeah.
Or 4.
Well, and we had 4 or 5 fat bellies out there.
Well, Eric Davis.
They couldn't play. I mean, Davis Wooten.
I hope PJ hears that. Yeah, but it is the evolution of people has just food is almost like a drug.
It is. Certain foods, definitely.
But at the same time, there's nothing more that I really like than just to go home and me and my wife and kid just sit down at the dinner table and just
eat as much as you want.
Well, or just shut the phones off.
Yeah. And it's also a bonding experience.
You can learn a lot.
Yeah. And I think you make a good point. I don't know that it matters what the food is. Everybody has their own taste.
Yeah.
But like it is almost and I
got to back off that comfort.
Yeah. And I hope that's never a lost art. The fact of families sitting down and
breaking bread.
That. Yeah, it's great, man. But I've got to learn because I'm passing it right along to my kids.
Me too.
That hell, dude, you don't need to eat a large pizza. Maybe eat a small one.
hell with it.
And then you walk away feeling hungry. Yeah, then you walk away feeling hungry, you know.
The Philistine large.
Yeah,
that's the thing with food like that is that you never like feel satisfied because it's not nourishing you. It's just it's delicious.
It tastes great.
Pizza is great.
Well, yeah,
and it fills you up, but it's not satisfying like the nourishment needs that you have. So you just want more.
Well, and I've already let my son go from the 1 cheeseburger guy to the 2 cheeseburger guy.
And now you know what and we do this. You and I. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I know I do. All my life, the number at McDonald's, you know, the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, whatever it is, that's never good enough. I got to get that and then a sandwich.
It's pure empty calories. It's not.
Which is not
satisfying.
But
it's like, you know, honestly.
But it's addictive. It's like you just want it.
Well, you look at the calorie thing and you see, you know, it's like, well, that was 1,300. Yeah, that's a pretty good meal.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, why do I need another 700? Why am I eating 2,000 calories 3 times a day?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You can't burn that unless you're out running marathons.
No, and it's like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, why, when I order a number 1, let's say I get a Big Mac meal, why then do I need to have a fillet of fish?
Because it's good.
Because and it's like, well, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you guys ever seen a documentary called
Construction Projects? Think Geiger Brothers of Jackson. All your construction and engineering needs. Scott Massey, friend of the program. Look him up. 740-286-0800.
called Super Size Me?
Yes.
I was going to say, like, that is
amazing.
like all about that kind of like that topic. Like, it's literally addictive. It's like a drug, like fast food, like McDonald's specifically, because their food is like very not nutritious, like at all.
Well, no, that's our sponsor.
Yeah.
He sends us the nutrients. I mean,
Ronald McDonald does.
Brad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Brad. McDonald.
Well, I've learned the workaround in using the app. I can order my burgers or anything. You can customize. I go no salt.
Oh,
change your life, dude.
Really?
Oh my God.
You know, I noticed whenever I had Corona that I lost my taste. That didn't bother me.
No.
I don't like spices. I don't like. I don't like. My wife and I. We've been at this major head-to-head at the house. Yeah. Mindy loves to load up food. She could be cooking cauliflower and broccoli, and I mean, it's going to be so spiced up. Not so much spicy, but it's going to have salt, and pepper, and seasonings, and everything. And see, I'm not into that.
You're plain Jane.
I am plain with cheese.
Okay, yeah.
That's how I was when I was a kid.
I like gooey.
Sure. Yeah.
I like gooey and lots of it.
Yeah.
You know,
don't be shaking stuff into there. Melt it on there.
And so I struggle a lot. Like my body, I don't sleep as well. I don't breathe as well if I have a lot of spices. You know, it just gets me all tore up. I don't know what it is.
Now do you
just have a lower tolerance for that kind of thing?
Now, do you find like, you know, when you eat a vegan diet, are you using a lot of seasonings and things like that?
Yeah, very much. Especially like I'll do like veggie stir fries and stuff and it takes a lot of seasoning to like make it taste good because vegetables on their own just taste like nothing half the time.
Yeah, a lot of times.
But like the seasoning brings out the natural flavors of vegetables. Right. So, yeah, I use a lot of seasoning. I don't like spicy stuff at all. All my friends are like,
like
crazy
sauces,
with that.
Like on like spaghetti, like if you do like zucchini noodles or what?
I like pasta sauce, like tomato sauce. Yeah. It's just like pureed tomato stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I love pasta. Like anything with tomato sauce. Like that's why I used to be obsessed with pizza. Like I think I've mentioned that, but I was like a cheese pizza like fanatic. Like I loved pizza, and like pasta kind of does that for me.
I mean, can you eat noodles?
Yeah, most noodles. Some noodles have egg in them, but like regular spaghetti and pasta doesn't. I eat so much pasta, and like you guys were saying, like overeating. Like I'll do that with pasta. Like I'll make pasta and garlic bread, and I will eat like 3 servings of it because I'm just starving. Or it's so good. Even though I'm full.
That is good. Yeah.
Have you had do you do any checks with doctors or anything to like to check on yourself?
I actually didn't have health insurance until last year, or the year before, maybe ever. So I am so accustomed to not going to the doctor. So
I mean, I bet her blood draw, like I bet her cholesterol and stuff's perfect.
Maybe. I got my blood pressure taken and it was low. So I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm not getting enough. I could be not getting enough nutrients too. I'm not sure. I haven't had like a checkup in a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
I don't have like everyone's like talking about their like family doctor. Like I don't have a doctor. Like
you
I don't
go to
know.
any of these urgent cares.
Yeah, I was thinking about like getting a checkup. Just
the thing is, to me, like the key thing is the blood draw, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll tell you.
That's your scan.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah. I would worry. The only thing I would worry about if I was you would be just like your greens are very hard on your digestive system. I mean that's a proven deal. It takes a lot to break down a piece of lettuce.
Right.
Like it really does. Now it's good for you.
Right. Yeah.
But your body will probably work. You will burn just as many calories. Your body will trying to digest that piece of leafy green than what's in it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's good intake because it burns. What's that other food that they always said it took more to burn it took more to eat it than it does than what's in it. There's another food they always said that
I know
about.
lettuce for sure. Like you said.
There's lettuce, but there's one of those foods that there's like, oh yeah, it takes more to burn one of those. What
is it? Eggplant?
No. What is that? It takes more energy to digest it than what's in it. The grapefruit.
Oh, grapefruit. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, a bunch of diets with grapefruit.
That was huge back whenever we were kids.
It's weird.
Man.
Grapefruit.
Oh, my dad and those guys would go to these grapefruit diets because it literally takes more.
Okay.
It takes more
it's
calories.
An instant weight loss kind of.
Instant. It fills you up,
Yeah.
but it instantly. Takes more calories to digest that thing than what's physically in it.
Yeah.
So it's a net loss. Okay. Yeah. So I did that. But the only problem I ran into is I started getting gout. From all the citrus and the acid in the grapefruit. But I love grapefruit.
I don't. I can only eat it with sugar.
Yeah.
Something interesting that I have read. Like don't quote me on this because it could not be true. I don't know. It's just something I've read. But apparently, like grapefruit like potentiates like drugs. So if you like take drugs, like grapefruit will make it more intense.
Right.
So if you're like gonna go do, I don't know what all drugs that applies to. Like even grapefruit juice. Like if you're doing drugs, if you drink grapefruit juice, you will be higher.
This is interesting.
Don't quote me on that.
I have
don't
to
know
watch
if that's true.
my intake of grapefruit due to one of the blood pressure medications that I'm on.
Yeah. So maybe that is true then. Like it affects that in some way.
Yep.
Well, I can definitely respect your form of, your lifestyle of veganism. I respect anybody's, but there's nothing more aggravating than whenever they come in and they say, "Oh, it's because it's the health. You don't know what you're eating or blah blah blah."
Neither do I. Mine is more based on like animals.
The slaughter. I perfectly get that. I don't like the mass farming.
Factory farming is bad. It's very bad, and it's really bad on the environment too, and it's a big factor in climate change as well. Like veganism's carbon footprints are much lower than regular.
So tell me what you think the bad things of factory farming, like eco-wise, are.
I honestly don't know the science behind it.
Okay.
I don't know. I know that it is like the specifically the beef farming, like it does affect the carbon emissions that are put into the world. I'm not really sure the science about it.
There's been some studies.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I'll try to say without. Yes.
Yeah.
The methane gas. Essentially, the farts are contributing to.
It's the manure. It's the stirring up of the manure.
It's an unnatural amount too, because like you said earlier, like there's so many people to feed, and there's so many, there's so much factory farming that it's like an unnatural amount of animals being killed versus. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not sure. But
I don't think that. I mean, if anything, they're having trouble meeting the demand.
Right. I think so. And like humans are sort of overpopulated, so it's just there's so many people to feed.
I think that's what the biggest thing here recently that they've uncovered is we're overpopulated.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I mean, and that's probably the largest contributor to problems with the environment.
With a lot of problems.
Yeah, there's just so many people.
There's too many. Yeah, and I don't know if there's too many, but people have to, they have to factory farm.
And you kind of have to change some practices to try to,
Oh, can you imagine? I mean, just think of these mass restaurants. Think of schools that are feeding, just like, Jackson City Schools has roughly 1,600 students.
Yeah.
So there's 1,500 or 1,600 meals they got to do once or twice a day.
And they all contain like over-processed meat. I'm sure
they have to.
Yeah,
they can't go kill a cow and give every kid
time to do that. No one has time to do that.
So can you imagine the egg consumption of the United States on a daily basis?
Oh my!
I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, and that's just if you're looking at schools, and those meals are more processed, like powders and stuff.
Basically,
I mean,
I hated
and soy burgers, and
Wasn't Michelle Obama? Wasn't she wanting to do that?
Well, she made a move towards that, and then
I think she was trying to make it healthier.
Yeah. It was a very difficult process. I don't know that it was ever completed.
I know she took like pop machines out of schools.
Yeah, and like she
which
was
just
making,
pissed everybody off.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone likes their soda.
She was making a move like something about healthier foods, and I'm uneducated on it, so I can't really speak to it. But
it was called something.
Yeah, there was an initiative to where there was the foods in the schools were supposed to be more nutritious.
Yeah.
Or healthier, and I
loved them salted ass pretzels.
Oh,
for a quarter?
Yeah.
My God, give me 10 of them.
Hey, dude, that schoolhouse pizza, man, those big squares.
I loved it.
I hated that.
Are you serious?
And like when I was in high school as a vegetarian, and the pepperonis in that are like little chunks. So I couldn't even like pick off the pepperonis as like a teenager. Like I just.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have had a hard time being friends if you didn't like school pizza.
I don't know. Honestly, like later in like my junior and senior year, they started doing like these like slices of like cheese pizza that had cheese stuffed crust, and I loved that. That was amazing.
Remember when they came out with the round ones, and you were like, whoa,
let's go back.
Yeah. I want that one I can roll up.
Yeah.
Eat that.
Well, or I'd like to order 2 of them and put one on top of the
sandwich.
Other one. Yeah.
That's basically a calzone at that point.
It is.
Hey, have you ever heard of AP Prep? Look them up at apprep.info. If you want to earn the day and be your best you, they got boxing classes, they got individual classes for your kids. So look those guys up at apprep.info in Chillicothe, Ohio. You'll be glad you did. This about several, especially, I'm down there, I don't want to say it like giving a speech, but I'm down there around the team a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And got to know a lot of those kids. And one thing that I've seen a lot is poor nutrition in the schools, and it's just because of the hustle and bustle. But you take. I know we talk about football a lot, but let's take tennis or basketball, any extracurricular sport that you're doing.
Yeah.
So you've went to school for 8 hours, or let's call it. They've got there at 8, left at 2:30, so 6.5.
Yeah.
They've had a lunch of garbage. Okay. Yeah. So then you're going to send them to go. And you're going to exercise for
burn a ton of calories.
And how long was a football practice? 3 hours? 2 hours? 2 hours. Yeah. We was usually out there. We was usually home by 6, 5:36.
Yeah.
So you got 2 hours of pretty hardcore. Man, you're probably burning 4,000 to 6,000 calories a day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I that's the only time in my life. Was in high school and college when I was playing football.
That you could eat whatever you wanted.
I didn't have to worry about what I was.
Yeah,
heck, I couldn't keep weight on.
And I also gained 50 pounds as soon as the season
probably
was
why like teenagers and stuff are so much smaller, like skinnier. Yep. Even at they're the same height they're going to be as an adult, but they're skinny. And
well, and I do believe that this generation is at least more conscious about what they're putting in their body. Heck, one of the guys I work with is 20 years younger than me, and he's probably about your age, Chris. I don't and. Like, I think it's funny, like, for him, we were talking about, like, okay, we're going to go to McDonald's or something. For him, like, a guilty pleasure is to order, like, a McDouble.
Yeah.
One McDouble.
That's the way Eddie is.
One McDouble and a Coke. No fries, no nothing like it. Not even tempted by that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't dirty my mouth with that.
Oh, that's
I mean, I'd have at least 2 of them.
I'd like to have a buffet of McDoubles.
Yeah. I know.
I've never had a McDouble. I don't know.
Oh, I wish you could.
There's 0 things I can eat from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like even their French fries are not even vegetarian.
Well, they did away with salads.
Yeah, there's nothing I can eat. The only things I can eat, I think the only thing I can eat is their apple pies, like the boxed ones. Like that's the only vegan thing at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like I can eat French fries pretty much anywhere, but not McDonald's. They're cooked in beef fat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I read that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I can't eat any McDonald's.
Now Chipotle, I guess they've went to an all grass fed or all plant based.
Yep.
Okay, here's my thing. Cool. I like plant based.
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like it's a healthier way to feed the animal.
For sure.
What do you think about that?
I definitely agree. I feel like in like the big slaughterhouses, like I was talking about, and like the factory farming, they just feed the animals grain, like corn, whatever's cheap. Like they just feed them enough to fill them up. Yeah, but plant based for sure. Like I think grass fed meat is definitely much healthier for you. And a lot of like free range meat is from like farms that are, actually sustainable.
Yeah,
like they're actual farms. They're not factories that are.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of steroids being
together.
shown in the thing.
Well, there again.
Like when I buy my fiance meat, I always try to get him like free range stuff.
Oh, that was going to be one of my questions.
A couple dollars more usually.
So your fiance is not a vegan.
He is a carnivore. Yeah.
Okay. How does that work out?
It's interesting. We understand each other. eats a lot of the vegan stuff I make. Like if I make dinner, he'll eat it and he loves it. He had never like even eaten a vegetable when I got with him.
Okay.
But now he like loves all the vegan stuff.
So he'll eat the meals.
Yeah, he will.
Okay.
But he also will like make chicken, make hamburgers, and like we don't judge each other. You know, like everyone's. I don't judge people who don't.
Yeah,
obviously,
right,
like I grew up eating meat. I understand it. Like it's there. It's available, and it's.
You guys will just maybe have a little bit separate meal.
Yeah, or like we'll have a couple of the same things, and then he'll have a meat, and I'll have like something else. But it's honestly not too complicated.
Now, do you substitute in like the tofu and stuff like that?
I have lately been eating a lot of tofu.
But eggplant.
I love eggplant. One of my friends makes like a really good like eggplant parmesan. Which not real parmesan, but it's like really it's so hearty. Like you make it like as like a pasta dish basically.
Yeah, you can make it like a burger.
Yeah. I've never tried that, but I'm sure you could.
You can. I got in a big old eggplant kick here not too long ago.
Isn't that a super healthy food?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's not.
I don't know much about it. Nutrition.
I don't think so.
Wise.
It's often used as like a meat substitute.
That's about it.
It is. And cauliflower too is one of the main ones. Like everyone's making stuff with cauliflower.
Oh, they're making like cauliflower wings or something.
Yeah. Actually, Bailey that that works with me, she made some like buffalo cauliflower wings, and they were like the best food I've ever eaten. They were so good.
I've been hearing a lot of people talk about those.
The texture, like I feel like matches up with like kind of how meat is, like a little bit.
That's what the eggplant.
See, that's what eggplant. Like
eggplant too.
I can't say as what I could tell you that it has a lot of flavor.
I think on its own it doesn't.
I do.
You just got to add a bunch of
like how do you make yours, like a sandwich or what?
No, I like to cut it into strips and just eat it that way.
Okay,
you know,
just raw,
kind of like French fries.
Oh,
and then I'll
fry it up.
I'll put it in like butter, or I'll put it in and I'll do salt and pepper and.
Okay,
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
thinner the strips, the better, or like real thin, like not almost like potato skins.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know, and cut it off like that. I've never seen it like that. Every time I've eaten it, it's been like cut into almost like patty form type.
Oh, that's a little thick and a little.
Yeah.
I don't care much for that.
Because like I've had like the eggplant parmesan.
Yeah, it's in a bigger piece,
which I thought was pretty good. Yeah. And then I have seen it like stripped, and it was like an eggplant lasagna.
That sounds good.
And it was really good.
Yeah. I noticed whenever I did the carnivore diet for 60 days last year. And I was pretty good about it.
Meat?
Just meat.
Wow,
just meat.
That's crazy.
And, you know, I thought that I would I could definitely tell. Now, I felt really good. But I think with mine, I feel good as long as consumption stays in check. I've realized
as long as you're not starving yourself with calories.
Well, not so much starving.
Yeah.
Don't go out there and, you know, punish myself.
Right.
You know, because I think that I was always feeling bad, blaming it on the style of food I was eating, where it was more I was eating 6,000 calories a day.
Right.
You know, so I had to really back off of that. But the carnivore, I thought that I would get it would affect me negatively. It didn't.
Yeah.
But I also watched Game Changers on Netflix. Have you watched that yet?
I have.
You need to watch that.
I think I was told to watch that by somebody else too.
You need to watch that. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger and all of these, you know, like, you know, Olympic or Olympians. A lot of these people have all went plant-based or you know, vegan or whatever you want to call it. But they all talk about how they still get their proteins and they still feel good. Like the only issue I would have would be my digestive system, because if you load up on that stuff, it's hard on your system to digest all that.
Probably takes your gut a minute to get used to it.
Well, I'm not so sure that's not really working your guts hard.
Yeah.
They're no different than beef really works your artery system hard.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
that I think that you know, plants really work your digestive system hard.
And you got to find a good balance. That's why, like, I don't eat like vegetables all day.
How much water do you drink?
I drink a good bit of water.
That probably helps.
I don't know if I drink enough water, but I do drink a lot of water.
Like, you thinking half gallon a day, maybe?
Probably approximately that. Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
compared
probably
to most.
about that. Yeah.
I mean, that's what they would like to see everybody drinking that much.
A gallon.
I don't like soda, so I only drink water and coffee and beer basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you just have to have a good balance with, like, you can't just eat vegetables. Like, that's really bad. You know, too much of anything is bad.
Yeah.
So I try to eat like fruits, vegetables, grains, rice, like carbs. Like, I still eat a lot of pasta, bread.
What kind of grains are you trying to eat?
Grains, like I eat like really, like, you know, that like whole wheat bread that's got like the seeds in it and stuff. Like, that stuff's really good.
Do you like that stuff?
It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
You like mixed nuts?
Oh yeah, I eat nuts all day, every day. Like I'm obsessed with pistachios and peanuts. Yeah. Like I eat that stuff all day, every day.
That kind of
I
breaks
snack a lot. I don't like have big. Like I only have like one like bigger meal a day. Like I snack on like nuts and fruit, like a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to go get you some blood work and get your.
That's a good idea. I should for sure.
I think it's like what, $150, $200.
Yeah, or I mean, if you got insurance,
I have insurance now.
Then
so
they'll do it free once a year.
Okay.
I mean,
Word.
yeah.
I will definitely do that.
Most of them will.
Everyone should do that.
Especially if you're salting and everything you eat, because you
definitely
about have
season
to.
Stuff a lot. Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing that's bad that could happen.
Yeah, man.
Other than all the chemicals, I'd love to get a farmer like Dylan or somebody on here, Dylan Newsom.
That would be so cool.
And just say, okay, now tell me how this works.
How does it work?
Yeah.
Like, let us know.
It's so interesting to me, like that. You know, you make this life choice and do that. I sit here and think, man, I don't know if I'd have enough discipline to not eat fast food for a freaking week.
Really hard.
If it grossed you out, you would.
I know, and that's kind of the thing. Yeah. Like it's more of a philosophy than it is
like exercise. If you hate exercise, it's easy to quit.
That's
I do hate exercise. Yeah.
I hate working out. I absolutely hate
so do
it.
I. Yeah. But
I know what you're saying. Like, it's definitely difficult, and I think the fact that I started like not eating meat at such a young age made it easier because I was 14 when I stopped eating meat, so it just became very like a habit.
Now, do you see yourself same with veganism, or maybe dropping back to vegetarianism?
I think I'll stay with veganism at least for the most part. Like, it's been a few years, and it's been a steady few years, so I think I'll stick with it.
Okay.
Unless something happens. I mean, I don't know. Like, if I were to go to the doctor and they were like, "You're unhealthy as shit," maybe then I would be like, yeah, maybe I should eat some dairy. I don't know, but I don't think humans are really meant to consume dairy like too much. We're like the only species that drinks milk after we're not a baby.
Yeah,
and we're the only species that drinks another animal's milk. So it's not natural to do that. And so I think I'm good.
I just wonder how that was all evolved.
Right? How did that start? Like, it's so interesting. I assume with
pull that thing again, Helen.
Yeah.
Let me give a mouth underneath there.
Same with like the first person who ate an egg. I'm like, that just came out of a chicken's body. Like, what?
And I have chickens at my house. And
chickens are mean.
They're nasty.
They are.
They're the dirtiest animal you've ever seen in your life.
They're assholes too.
I mean,
Kelson's my fiance's parents have chickens, and they're dicks. Like
I don't know that it kind of ruined me on eating them.
Yeah,
you're kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll eat chicken.
Yeah.
You just have to not think about where it came from.
I'm just like, I mean, it's just like, God, that's just such a nasty ass animal.
Nasty bird. Jim Harbaugh, man, a nervous bird.
Oh. Dude, they will eat. I mean, you could literally throw a pile of human shit out there, and they would just eat it till it's gone.
I know dogs who would do that too, though.
Yeah, but I ain't eating a dog.
Right, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And that's
what
why,
that dog does.
When people are like, I'll eat a cow, I'll eat a chicken. I'm like, where do you draw the line? Like, why don't you eat dogs? Like, I mean, they're intelligent, but cows are intelligent.
No, they're not.
They are. Cows are intelligent, naturally. Okay, well, okay. I know chickens definitely aren't. Chickens are idiots, but
chickens are just they're not so much what I'd call stupid as they are. They don't have the means to do anything else.
Yeah, for sure.
Cows kind of same thing.
Like they can't even fly.
Oh, they can fly. Chickens can fly.
A little bit.
Small areas.
Yeah, they can jump up in a tree and roost.
Yeah.
Cows,
pigs are intelligent.
I chase them. I chase cows with my horses.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. And
I've never ridden a horse.
It's fun.
It sounds fun. I would love to.
It's fun. And like what's funny is to watch that horse like naturally hook up on that cow.
Yeah.
That's when you know you got a good horse.
That's cool.
But I wouldn't say. I mean, basically, just eating and standing is what cows do.
Yeah.
That's all they do. Mm-hmm. I do believe that they were put here on this earth to feed people.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, why would you have such a massive animal that's
useless.
just?
They've bred it into that. And,
well, they're useless to us.
Well, I mean, you had like buffalo and stuff like that. They fed wild game. I mean,
and buffalo are twice as big as cows.
Yeah.
Twice as big.
They are huge.
Huge.
Yeah, I went to the zoo recently, and
now hang on. All right,
I was pressured into going to the zoo. I did not want to go to the zoo.
How you gonna go to a zoo?
I didn't want to.
But you did.
I didn't want to.
But you did.
I was upset the whole time I was there. I'm not gonna lie.
You'd had to have been.
I was.
I think that's
there was a
polar
bear. There was a polar bear. And he was like sitting there, and there was no snow, and he was sitting there like panting, and he was like clearly uncomfortable, and I was like, this poor motherfucker, like he should be in the Arctic, but even that is like going to shit. So like I don't know,
I'm not a big
zoos.
zoo guy.
I think it depends on the zoo and it depends on the animal, but I'm not a zoo guy either. I was like
I've
pressured
really
into
changed
going.
on that. Yeah, I mean that's like zoo and circuses.
I don't like them. They make me sad. They make me really sad.
You know, like if the
buffaloes were huge, is what I was going to say.
If that animal has a job, like I'm pretty animal guy, rodeo guy.
Yeah.
I've seen these big animals that have jobs. They do live a better life.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just not their natural life.
It depends on the animal,
just because
too.
somebody put me up in a wonderful place and treated me wonderfully, if that's not what I was meant to do, I don't know that it would be.
Seeing the wolves was kind of devastating because it was such a small enclosure, and wolves like have acres of territory in the wild, and it's just like shit. Like it's really sad to see them like just not having what they
Sitting
would.
In a cage.
Now I don't mind like
sad.
refuge areas, like safe places.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't just to keep the herds alive.
Rehabilitation
like Yellowstone.
or whatever. Like
a preserve.
A preserve.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Or a sanctuary, stuff like that. I mean,
so how do you feel like a guy like me that goes out and kills what he eats?
I think that's way better.
Okay.
That is, I respect the shit out of that, honestly, because that's the circle of life.
you're not wasting anything.
Yeah,
No,
you're not wasting anything. The factory farming isn't there. So that creature is living a completely fine, healthy life, and it was killed to be food.
Yeah.
Right. So
but it was
killed to be food,
Yes.
and it probably feeds you for a long time. And honestly, like if I were ever to eat meat, like that's how I would want to do it. I would only eat things that hunters killed. That's awesome.
Yep, I strictly go kill whatever I want to.
I respect that that so much, honestly. Like I really do.
I like the hunt.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's a sport. I mean,
most hunters are they would all be lying to you if they didn't. Even rabbits. You know, my dad was in here today, dressed all up in blaze orange. He rabbit hunts every day.
Yeah.
And I know Saturday his group killed 16.
Wow, that's crazy. Do they eat them?
They eat them. They actually have
a rabbit. That's
they have a
crazy.
family that can't eat like preservatives, and they give them to them.
That's cool.
But I guarantee you, every one of those guys that killed those rabbits that day, they all, as soon as it dies, for a minute, they feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they feel bad, but think about it.
They're like, okay, I did that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
so they
that
make sure.
is like the best possible way to eat meat.
Well,
because you know it's healthy. It's just eating its natural diet, and you're not putting it in this factory.
It's gonna die.
Not
And
pumping it full of hormones. Like it's gonna get hit by a car if you don't kill it and eat it because deer are super overpopulated.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
I
it's
see
also
no problem with that. I think that's great.
It's a form
honestly.
of population control as well.
You have
I mean,
to.
They'll be out there starving to death.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean,
there's like rabbits and deer specifically in this area are very overpopulated.
Oh, yeah.
Like I hit 2 deer in 1 week, like a year ago.
Yeah. Ask an insurance guy whether or not there should be deer hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deer.
It's just the factory farming mostly that I have like issue with because it's not natural.
Well, and Pudge,
but killing it to eat it is natural.
Do I mistake your take on you actually prefer quote unquote wild meat or like
venison?
Does it taste better?
Well, it depends on how you cook it. I mean, there's nothing better than going down and getting you a big old prime rib down to river.
For sure.
Well,
but at the same time, I mean, I take a lot of pride whenever I kill something or raise something. You know, even if I raise it, I know how it was raised. I know what was put in it. I know the reason that I put that in was to feed me or my family.
Yeah, but honestly, even like people raising their own animals to like have for food, like that's still like respectable and good. I think honestly because it's not
as torturing as
that's what I'm saying. Like
farming.
if you guys watch videos of like slaughterhouse footage and like stuff like that, like it's basically torture. But if you're raising it yourself, like farm raised animals, like they're not suffering. You know, they're having like
now you're saying factory farming, okay? And I just wondered. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
okay?
of course.
And you're from MacArthur,
Vinton County.
Okay, so you understand this. I just wonder if you didn't see maybe a slaughterhouse video and think that was factory farming. Because let's take beef for example. Okay. No farmer, farmers all over Southern Ohio. Southern Ohio is producing a ton of the beef market just on available acreage for farming versus, let's say, Franklin County.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So none of that beef is raised in a stall or raised in an area that says 10 by 10 or 4 by 4. It's all out on the plain or out on the prairie or out in the pasture, and then they bring it into a slaughterhouse that has to be done.
Right,
and
slaughtering.
like a
I mean, that's
feedlot.
part of it.
Yeah.
Well, the feedlot is
don't they feed them out before they slaughter them?
Well, you do that.
Oh, you do that before you send them.
Yeah, you don't do that at the slaughterhouse.
Okay.
Okay, so like, typically let's say you get it. Let's say a cow's born today. That cow will be. This is pretty much all cows that I know of. I don't, and I'm very heavily involved in. Or one time I was into the cow markets, and to my knowledge, I don't know of any places that are just housing cows for raising them and eating them that are like in a controlled factory.
There is a lot of that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Is.
I've been all the way to Texas doing it. I've never seen one because these cows are born.
Yeah.
They'll go through about a 12, 16, 18 month, let's say, pasture process. Whenever I say pasture, I mean, so you got the first 6 months, it's going to be on its mom. Okay, and then you got to wean it. Okay, and that's all done outside, out in pasture. Okay, so then now that thing's got to grow and mature on its own. Okay, for about the next year after it's been there 6 months. Well, then you bring it in, and depending on where its weight's at, you'll bring it in and you'll dump the grain to it for about a period. It depends on how long. It depends on your grain system, and it depends on the cow. Yeah. But you'll bring it in. And let's just say for 90 days, you will. Feed that thing out. Yeah. Okay. So I just wonder, like, I'm not arguing with your thoughts, but I'm just saying, I just wonder if you didn't see that end of it.
I mean, I know that there are good ends of it. Like, it's not just.
Well, I just want, like, whenever you say factory farming, I don't know so much. Now, chickens, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say, my mind goes to, like, Tyson.
Chicken and pigs, and, like, there are, like, the big corporations. Like, I understand that you have had that experience, and, like, that honestly is a better experience.
But see, chickens, cows, chickens, cows, pigs. You're talking about 3 different types of animals. Okay, you got a chicken. You can't have wild chickens, and feed a mass amount of population.
It's basically the way that they're treated while they are alive that I take issue with.
Chickens are
It's not that I don't think people should eat them. Like, people should probably eat them if that's kind of what they're for.
That's kind of what they're for. Yeah, you can't have wild pigs.
Yeah.
Those are called
right.
But or boars.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's more about the conditions that I take issue with. Like, it's not about eating them. It's just what I've seen of, like, the way that their lives, their quality of life is shit, and, like, they don't get to, like, I mean, I know chickens are, like, not that smart, but, like, I feel like they still, like, deserve to be, like, comfortable, I guess.
When my chickens get comfortable, they get killed.
Yeah.
That's fact.
Yeah.
Like, if I let my chickens out, I free range my chickens out the house. And me and my dad were just talking about this yesterday. If I free range those chickens, and I do it for very long, and whenever I say very long, I mean over a week.
They get used to being out of them.
And they get killed.
Yeah.
By a coyote or something.
Fox.
I mean, I think they should be in, like, they should be contained, protected.
So
but
so
and even if you're raising them for food, I think they should. I mean, there's so many places like factory farming, factory farms. Like, there's so many places that they can't even move.
Yeah. Like, I know what you're talking about. I've seen, like, footage from, like,
think like Tyson.
Yeah,
and,
the
like,
big chicken
McDonald's,
things. Like, dude, they've got them, like,
cooped
10
up
of them
to where
in a
they can't
cage,
even turn around.
No, they'll be like 10,000 in a barn.
Yeah. They can't even move. And
well,
that's,
I mean, to an extent, and they're really good friends of mine, Lewis Family Turkey.
Yeah.
I think they usually get in, 10,000, 20,000 turkeys.
Yeah.
They're strictly raised. I mean, they know the day they're going to die.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so it's just, I mean, it's a tough juggling act.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't. Other than Wagyu or Wagyu, Wagyu is the only beef that I know of that is raised inside.
Okay.
And that's a brutal process,
Yeah.
the way that they do that.
Yeah.
But it's $100 and some for 4 ounces.
Yeah.
But that's the only beef that I can think of. I can't think of anything. Pork would be. You would have your bacon and your pigs.
Oh, yeah.
That's a trough. That's a control.
Oh, yeah.
You got to, because I mean, pigs are so vicious. They're mean.
Oh yeah.
They're wild boars are starting to be a problem here.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not nobody hunts them.
Well, and you talk
crazy.
about devastation.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like I got lots of buddies that farm, and I mean the deer. We saw that out the orchard. Mm-hmm. The deer would come in out to some place like the apple orchard, and 6 feet high up on the tree, they've just completely wiped out an entire crop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so you have to do something about them.
Yeah. Oh, it's a population control thing. Like with deer, rabbit, a lot of that wild game. I mean, that's just hunting is an essential part of that.
Definitely.
And I mean, I love the natural process of that. Man.
Yeah, it's just the circle of life at that point.
Yeah,
It is natural. Yeah.
Don't let anybody ever hunt me and kill me and eat me.
Yeah, boy, I don't want to be that guy.
You know I won't.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy.
I won't eat human.
But, Kristen, thanks for sharing all
Absolutely,
this with us. It's pretty good. Do we have anything else, man?
I don't think so. What else you want to talk about?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's next time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we always
I'd love to come back.
we got 2 shows are better than one.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, check out our band, Sunsayer.
Sunsayer, go to
Hell yeah.
6 cents.
Go
Leave
to
her a
6
tip.
cents.
Yeah, come
leave
to
her a
6
good
cents.
tip.
Yeah.
And,
Roll the craft beers.
let her advise you on your next choice of beer. So
Yes. What's
I
your
will.
favorite right now?
We have a new one that is like a German amber lager, which I don't typically like lagers, but it's like got a lot more flavor. It's like an ambery kind of beer. It's really good. I like
How's the
that
beer
one.
club doing?
It's good. It's good.
Is it kicked off for the year?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We have gifts. I don't know if you've gotten yours yet.
Yes.
Oh no, I gave it to you the other day. Yeah. It's going good. It's
Good
going
deal.
good.
Good
yeah.
deal. Well, go
Yeah.
check them out. 6 Cents Brewery. Hit that like and subscribe button. Check us out on TikTok.
yeah. Hey, yeah, we're TikTok.
We're TikTokers. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.